The Redeemer has risen.
Hey, what is up guys, Master Leaf here, coming back to do another video commentary, and today I have a special one for you guys. It's going to be a cast of a 2v2 game. Like, how often do I do 2v2 games, guys? It's like once every year. So you guys are in for a treat, especially since I've heard amazing things about this one. Anyways, you're going to be on Tiberium Shaft, I think. It's going to be one of those old 2v2 maps. Nevertheless, I do have plans, just want to mention it now, to maybe do a walkthrough of the campaign, like maybe do a playthrough of Tiberium Wars. I actually legitimately want to play that campaign again, because it's been like 10 years or so since I've done that. I'm not going to make it like a professional walkthrough, because I'm sure there are many on YouTube. I'll just do a basic playthrough, and that's it. And I'm also looking to play other RTS games as well, but you know, in this day and age, it's incredibly difficult to find an RTS game that lives up to your expectations, especially coming from a game as good as Kane's Wrath. Like, I've been trying to go to Battle of Middle-earth 2, but I find the scrolling in that game to be quite abysmal. Likewise for Red Alert 3, I don't know what happened with Red Alert 3, besides the gated eco, which I really dislike. The scrolling in that game took definitely a step backwards from this game here. But nevertheless, we're going to be on Tiberium Shaft, and I've just turned my scroll settings down so you can see how smooth and slow my scrolling is. So hopefully that won't make you vomit or nauseous. I don't know. Anyways, up in the top left of this map, we can see, playing as the Magneter. Have I ever said that word before, Magneter? It's going to be Green Zero, and he's not green. And of course, it's going to be a map played on Revora. So these guys playing on Revora, of course, Green Zero, despite him being banned, he's still able to get online and play as many games as he likes, it seems. So yeah, he's going to be on the left side, and on the right we can see, playing as the blue screen faction of some sort, it's going to be Gutty334, and this is going to be Dimitery, by the way. So I'm not going to call him Gutty, I'm going to call him Dimitery, because he'd get upset at me if I if I did that. So yeah, of course it's hard to see Magneter and blue and distinguish it on a map as bright as this. In the bottom we can see, playing as an odd faction, is going to be the guest, aka Drive. He's going to go underway with a flame push. He's going to go for Disciples. And finally, on the right side here, we can see Senna playing as the yellow nod of some sort. Of course, Drive did do the shrine opening. Now, he's going to find that he's going to be most disappointed with this, because Nod do have the best, one of the best anti-infantry counters in the form of base defenses in the game. Of course, I do rate Hives a little bit better, because they just insta-kill anything, and you can shield them out with buildings such as power plants or portals, and they can be very effective. He's going to kill these spikes. Not sure how worth it is just to go for Disciples to kill the spikes, especially in the 2v2 game, but maybe you can make more things work in 2v2, because you can get carried by your ally if things go south. But nevertheless, we can see here Green Zero is going to go for a double flame reckoner, and Dimitery, he is not going to be impressed to see this. He's going to try and stop this. He's only got one Seeker out though, and that's not going to be enough, especially versus a dual flame reckoner. Leaf, what is up with you today? You just cannot talk properly. And he's going to get this refining straight away. That's going to go down immediately. And look at this. His ally, he's going to come in here. He's going to kill this warp sphere as well. So it looks like either side, they got spawned in like a cross position. Like, what's the word? I'm not good with math, but you know what I mean. They spawned... Is it perpendicular? Diagonally. Yeah, diagonally. That's what I meant to say. Oh my god, Dimitery just got wiped out. But Senna will be able to fend those off with Shredder turrets. Of course, you can place buildings around your opponent's MCV. Only the MCV though. So if your opponent has only a refinery or a tier 2 or a tier 3 and no MCV there, then you won't be able to place buildings down as the ally. So I'm not sure if that applies to cranes as well, because cranes do serve as another way to build structures. So maybe with a crane you can build around as an ally. Something to test perhaps. But these Seekers can get turned back here. Seekers not very good versus Scorpions, though, as we've seen. Well, I assume you guys seen that FPV I did of the finals. Actually, it wasn't the finals, was it? It was versus One Vision. I made those Seekers work amazingly well, but I did have quite a bit more eco compared to my opponent, so I was able to get like a 2-for-1 unit advantage over him. And yeah, Scorpion tanks though, they're going to be really good in this spot, especially versus Drive here, who's going for rocket squads and Scorpions of his own. Maybe Senna, if he's not Mock, could go for Flame Tank and clear those buildings out. I don't even check what faction he's going to be. Mock. Okay, so his only garrison clearing ability is going to be of the Tib Troopers. And he's going to take out these garble structures here. The Tib Trooper, as mentioned, is going to come in. A lot of garrisons in this game are very weakly armored, but it seems like these ones aren't so much. Drive, he's not able to get any expansion down yet. I'm surprised given how long this game's gone so far. Neither side has gone for an expansion. In fact, this game is so ridiculously frantic. I'm quite shocked by this actually, because most of the time when I play 2v2s it's just Camp Fest, and people play Tiberium Forest or whatever it's called, Forgotten Forest, and that map is just campy as hell. But it's nice to see them shake it up, go for different maps, and it is the map that's the culprit, not 2v2 itself. It's just the map. Forgotten Forest is so campy because both players are right beside one another, and you can easily fend for your ally if he's under siege by anything, and that's what makes that map super hard to be aggressive on early on. But yeah, Senna, he's just going to mass a Scorpion tank army here. He did just sell tier 2. Maybe that wasn't the wisest choice. He could have had that Dozer Blades upgrade 15 seconds sooner. Disintegrators out here for Dimitery. He's going to get torn up though by those garrisonable structures. And what do we have over here? We have some infantry that have made their way in the back of the base of Senna. Senna's going to try and crush these. You could focus these Scorps, man. He's not going in for the crush. Not sure what Senna's focusing on. He's getting sieged by Scorpion tanks on the left flank as well. Spike here, curiously, I'm surprised Senna didn't grab that given how close his MCV was. But yeah, those Black Disciples are going to get some damage dealt. I think they killed just a power plant, which probably wasn't worth it in the end. One clicks are going to be quite devastating on this map because of all the tip fields. So yeah, that's one thing to maybe go for. I always remember this map for the time when I played with Dirty Dutch and we won the finals against Spike Rush and Wookie Burt. It's like a lag fest though. 2v2s can be quite laggy, but this is a replay file and you don't really see that, and I'm assuming these guys all have good PCs anyway, so compared to a few years ago, lag's going to be quite a bit less of a problem, unless you're baggy of course, then expect the worst lag possible. Beam cannons out here for Drive. He's going to take out this MCV or try to. Gas more structures in the way though, which will block those, hamper the beam cannons attack, and not sure if this was worth it for Senna. He does have overwhelming forces, but those tanks are just denying the crush, and he's making an ass of this right now. Mind you, these Shredder turrets, maybe he was expecting the Shredder turrets to clear those infantry out just a little bit faster, but no, not to be, I'm afraid. What do we have over here? Dimmy and Green Zero just herding each other around on the map. I assume this is Green Zero, because I did see Green Zero in the replay file, and who else is it going to be? It's going to be Green Zero. These Scorpion tanks are going to get taken out here. Spike still lives, which is quite remarkable. Nice unit mixing here for Drive 2. Seeker's out in the field. Is he going to go for those shards upgrade? Yes, he is. One click's coming down as well. Needs to make sure he doesn't go in the tip field. He did see the one click just then. Maybe if it were Green Zero, he could have just held back that Catalyst Missile and not given the fact away that he had that one click. One click the Seekers first, then use the Catalyst Missile, because then it would just give away the surprise element. I actually did this in my game versus Green Zero before he rage quitted on me. I didn't use my Overlord's Wrath on my tip field because I wanted him to not think I had a tier 4. So yeah, that's one thing you can do. Especially versus pro players, because they know that when they see a one click, there's obviously a chance of the other one click to happen. One click comes down. Not sure if that was worth it though necessarily. Only a few tanks were destroyed. Senna, he's got no eco. In fact, yeah, he does have one refinery down here. Green Zero, he's going to go for a Redeemer at the moment. He's going to go for that. Keeping the chemical plant around for the C Tiberium. He's got no income though. He's going to be soon starved out of funds. Senna here, he's going to come into this base, and yeah, this is going to be a problem here. Drive hasn't really got anything to fend this off. He may have an obelisk queued, which is going to have to be one. Yeah, he's going to get that obelisk down. Though the Scorps can just bypass that, go for the power plants. Those are very vulnerable. A hexapod is on the way for Dimitery. He's got that shard launcher upgrade as well, which is going to make his Seeker tanks contend now with the Scorps. But the Redeemer is out. He is a Scrin. He's not Traveler, so this means he can go for the Stasis Shield and stasis that Redeemer, get a tripod nearby for close emp. That's the best counter in the game to the Redeemer, in fact, if you're a Scrin. And one that I always aim for if I'm playing versus Bike Rush or anybody like that. But yeah, he's going to go in with that Redeemer to the bottom, to Senna's base. He's going to try and take Senna out here. Drive, Green Zero, he's going to find all of these Seekers here. He may be forced to retreat though. Dimmy going to save his ally, and that's going to be good for him. In fact, no, in the end it was left versus right, I think. So maybe I got a bit confused then. So yeah, not diagonal. My bad. I didn't want to open the player menu because then it would give away the outcome of the game, because the uploader's factions would appear and the guys who lost would have been random, and I assume these guys did pick random. Flame tank, Green Zero, he's known for those. He's going to take out quite a sizable amount of infrastructure in the back of Dimmy's base. Dimmy going to be resorted down to that one little field there. Devastator warships here for Dimitery. He's got one out. He can maybe focus down these power plants, go for the MCV. Guys, there's one thing I have to mention that I've noticed, and I was in World Builder yesterday, like experimenting. If you position your Devastator warship or hexapod to go in front of a building like an MCV, you can aim it from this angle here, and then all the discs of the Devastator warship hit the MCV, so it does more damage. And that same logic applies to the hexapod as well with its main weapon. You can do quite a considerable amount more damage if you continuously like change the angle at which your epic unit is. And I've been doing other things as well, like I've been going for Firehawks against my tier 3. I've made a map where the AI, I've scripted the AI to bomb my tier 3, and I try to repair it before it happens. And yeah, World Builder is pretty good for those sort of things. Scorpion tanks will be taken out here. Senna's going to get himself a nice victory. Of course, those can't retreat with the tip troopers there. Will slow enemy vehicles down. Don't see it much used for that purpose. Tip troopers are very good versus bikes, I found as well. If you're versus bike spam, those can be very effective. Bikes can't even retreat from them either, so pretty sick counters to that. As well as disintegrators. If you're versus Traveler 59, you want to really sick counter to that, just build a bunch of trip troopers, man, and go for Scorpion tanks or bikes. Seekers here. Oh, that's going to be devastating for Green Zero. All these Seekers upgraded with shard launchers coming into the expansion, but it looks like they're all mining dead bits of Tiberium here. Green Zero, he's harvested all of his Tiberium. He's completely out of position. Where is the Redeemer? The Redeemer is trying to focus on this hexapod. Hexapod is full health. Tech Center will be taken out by a single lone Cabal, unfortunately. Yeah, that's going to get taken out there. Hexapod is far away from being destroyed. Drive needs to help his ally. He needs to do something, but I think he's all but dead here. He's going to go for Redeemer. He's got a Redeemer out. He's trying to deal with his Devastator warship. It's just being a pain in the ass. He's got 2 out. Dimitery right now. Hexapod will be phased at half health. This is of course a mock Redeemer. So sorry, not a mock Redeemer, a Black Hand one. So he will be able to go in and flame these buildings. He can also headbutt the drone ship if he gets into range of that, and it packs up some small interaction that not many people may know, but can come in handy sometimes. Now I think that Redeemer, not sure if it was the right time to use that, but perhaps it is. Hexapod, oh my god, it comes out of phase just in the nick of time as well, so nicely timed there by Dimitery. He's going to get himself a Redeemer. It looks like it can't escape. Maybe he should go for these Seekers. Mantises will take out... Is it Mantises? Plural? Mantises? I guess it is. That's going to get taken out there. So, Drive going to deal with that threat. Of course, Dimitery was quite occupied on that. Wow. No upgrades for Green Zero. He's going to get that now. Yeah, I've noticed Green Zero, he keeps forgetting his upgrades. I'm playing him and he forgets AP ammo half the time. Maybe it's his keyboard. I did see a picture of it once and I was like, yeah, man, he may need to upgrade that someday. But it's good to see that he's upgraded that mouse of his, because my god, I tell you what, that mouse, I've had some bad experiences with it myself as well. The G502. I know it's a popular gaming mouse, but I just find it way too heavy and very cumbersome mouse actually. I prefer lighter mice nowadays. I have a Model O, glorious Model O, and I found it extremely good, especially for micro. Even though I don't have it on high sensitivity, I have it on low sensitivity. It just takes far less force to move it around the mouse mat compared to the other one, and it makes it easier to micro. You don't become lazy after a while. Upgrade finally online here. M-Buggy is going to be coming out as well. Chemical plant's still around, which is good. I mean, he doesn't have to rebuild that, so you can just recycle endlessly that. Tip seed ability. Seekers will take out those mantises there. Unfortunately, may have been using those for scouting purposes. Dimitery doesn't have much of a base, as you can see. He does have a hexapod. And the MCV was moved forward here by Senna. Was that his second MCV? No, it's his own. How the hell does the MCV get over here? I guess they may be on comms, these guys. It seems very coordinated, this attack. Drive's going to come in with a Redeemer. He's going to try and deal with this. His Redeemer should probably do the rage before the hexapod dies, because then it would deny the phase, deny the teleport, because it wouldn't be able to retreat then. And he's going to come in here with more Emp. Scorpion tanks here for Senna, going to try and harass Drive's base. More Seekers as well for Dimitery. And they need to destroy this hexapod like right now does. Green Zero Dove has his epic unit out. It's on the field. It's almost on the field. He's going to get that out now. Harvesters, does he have many of them? No, of course, he did get harassed earlier in the game. I'm surprised he's making these Seeker harasses work, given how he's versus Black Hand. But yeah, oh my god, he's going to get torn up here by the Seekers. Oh my god, that's so painful to watch. The Seeker's going to completely annihilate Drive's eco in the back. And Senna, he's just going to retreat here with his Scorpion tank army. He's out of funds, as you can see. In fact, he's only got one Harvester harvesting. The Redeemer may need to pull back. Hexapod, you know, if you just consider its combat effectiveness on its own, it's actually better than the Redeemer, because it does have triple hard points inside of it, whereas the Redeemer has two. It does have double engineer, which does repair quite fast compared to relative to the other repair engineers garrisons inside of epic units. So yeah, it makes sense in the case of the Redeemer to do this. The Marv as well, because you know GDI, their epic unit does repair quite slowly, even nearby a war factory. Seekers will finally get taken out, but how many harvesters did he destroy? Like 3 or 4? That's crazy. Harvesters, look at the Tiberium on the map, man. It's not like there's not enough Tiberium. It's just these guys are harassing each other so much that they just can't really harvest at all. Hexapod is here for what's his name? Dimitery. He's got 3 harvesters here full of Tiberium waiting to unload that. The Redeemer, he's going to try and deal with these defenses. Of course, what's his name? Senna is mocked, so he can throw down power plants, sell them, and get some EMP down on that. But yeah, the hexapod here, there's 2 epic units, both Drives and Green Zero's epic unit is there. And Senna, he's going to completely overwhelm this position. I don't think Drive can really hold this back. Does he have a MCV? I'm not sure that if he does. I mean, are these his last buildings? These are 2 Schroeder turrets here. He does have a barracks, I think. I mean, I can barely tell the difference between the colors, but yeah, I mean, Senna, he's in a commanding position on the left side. He's going to take this out. The Redeemer will slowly make its way over here. The War Factory will get taken out, and it's his one and only War Factory here now, so it's going to be hard pressed for Drive to make this work here. He's going to take this building over, though. Imp's Spike. Surprised none of them were taken, given there's 4 on this map. I think one of them got taken out in the start of the game. Hexapod may be, I mean, it's not ranked up at all. It's good going for Spectres, because you can bypass the Hexapod and kill these Corruptors. Splash damage is pretty real with those. It's a pretty good counter to the Corruptors. And another flame tank out here for Green Zero. He's going to take out the back of Dimitery's base. Those flame tanks will be dealt with promptly. And Senna's going to come in through the left side. What a high skill game this is, guys. I'm really bewildered by this game, because usually I'm used to maps in games where they attack from one side, but No, there's a lot happening in these 2v2 games. And yeah, Senna is causing so much damage with these tanks here and there. He's got more tanks in the bottom. He doesn't have much eco. He's harvesting or long leeching Tiberium. He's only got 4 or 5 harvesters, so he's not doing so well economically. Likewise for Green Zero. Another 1 click coming down. Who was that on? That was on Dimitery. Devastator warship as well. That's going to be a threat. How much damage did they do to the Spectres per volley? Quite a bit. I mean, if you had 4 or 5, yeah, they would be pretty good counter. I've made them work as well versus Juggernauts. You just need like a metric ton of them there, like 10 or so. It's either that or you go for a hexapod and continuously lame that with the teleportation. But yeah, that's just not as fun, is it, compared to mass Grenaire. Spectres will get taken out, which is unfortunate. Devastator warships going to be pretty much unopposed. Does he have Tib Core? No, he doesn't. He needs to upgrade that. And Drive, he is still holding on. He does have a Redeemer. Same can't be said for Senna. There is a refinery out here for Drive as well. He's just holding on. Scorpion tanks will get taken out in the back. And this game will continue. So, I thought that Dimmy had a chance to come back and capitalize on his advantage, but he hasn't even put down refineries on this expansion field here. I think he has the... He's definitely in the position to do that. Oh my god, the Devastator warships, they're getting focused down by just buggies. Those are going to get ranked up. Almost a heroic, I guess, because they only cost $500 a piece. Nice micro though. For Green Zero, he's going to pull those back. And Green Zero, given how he's not a nod player, he's doing remarkably well. And we only see him play GDI in his FPVs, so it's quite a change of pace for him. He's going to be Black Hand. Of course, back in the day, he did use Black Hand to great effect versus me. Flame tanks and commandos do definitely stand. What's going on here? He's taking out a refinery with just a few units here. Devastator warships still being produced, of course, because of the infantry. I'm guessing he made those for that purpose. This Redeemer, looks like he's forgotten about it. The Station Shield may be recharged soon, so maybe looking to use that on the Redeemer again. Was that a flame tank? I think it was just a Scorpion tank there. Nice harassment though for Senna. He's really keeping Drive and both Green Zero at bay. And as you can see, they're not just focusing on their side. Both players are trying to help their allies. So this is very much a team game, this. Unlike a lot of games that we see, where it's just one guy faces the other guy. So yeah, this is definitely what I'd consider to be a true 2v2 game. Eco has been recovered here quite nicely for Drive. He's got a refinery, happily mining away. There is 2 Devastator warships. Were those the devs who were over here? He may have just ordered those here now. There's no... He's surprisingly going for the war factory, not... Oh my god! Oh! What a counter, man. What a counter. Green Zero with the M also timed it perfectly. He knew the direction they were going in. Those Devastator warships were taken out, and that is a huge win for Drive. Oh my god, Senna is in a load of trouble now. He's got no Redeemer. The Hexapod, where is it? It's here, it's just chilling. There is Emp here for Proton, aka Green Zero. Don't tell me this is not Green Zero after this game. I did speak to the person who sent me this replay file, and apparently this is Green Zero. And of course, the blue guy is Dimitery. Anyways, phase does come down. If he has a Temple of Nod, of course, when those tripods close range EMP, he could use that master computer countermeasures, deny the M, and then crush all the tripods. But he's not going to be able to do this here. He might be able to get a rage off though, and then crush all the tripods. Crush the tripods, man. Oh my god. Oh my god, he gets all of the 2 tripods. Devastator warship does get taken out, and I think this Redeemer could have gone in sooner. There is tanks here though. Drive trying to contend with Senna in the back. The Redeemer does go down. Dimitri's Redeemer pretty much unopposed here. There is a veteran Redeemer though for Drive. He needs to move out with that, try and rank that up more. There's only tier 1 units here for Senna, though he does have Imp at his disposal. He is Mock. He's also got Particle Beams as well, which means he's on tier 3, unless he had that earlier and was forced to sell, just to spam a bunch of Scorpion tanks out. All you need is just Imp cores and the upgrades as Nod, and then you're going to be fine spamming tier 1 units like Bike Buggy, and even those upgraded turrets are going to be all you need in the majority of situations. And Dimitri, he's got this veteran Hexapod. He is over here just doing fine. Green Zero is in a bit of trouble now. He's going to go back for that Redeemer. Didn't sell his Redeemer facility. He did sell his chemical plant, however. A few of these Seekers doing work in the back. Two of them are elite, so definitely have the chance to go heroic, especially if he comes across all these harvests in the back here, which is going to be pretty devastating if Green Zero loses those. In fact, I'm not sure if he's paying attention, but those harvests are going to get taken out. Obelisk of Light does come down. Those Seekers are going to be pretty toast. Drive, I feel, needs to make a move for Senna. He needs to take Senna out of this game. But then, look, Dimmy has all the maneuver room in the world now to respond and, you know, commit a sizable chunk of his army to defending and helping Senna out. Senna, he's got quite a number of tanks still. He's still holding on. He has no refinery on his expansion, though, unlike Drive. And Drive's Redeemer did get M somehow. Did he use the M spike? I'm assuming he just did this. Yeah, he just used the beacon on something. You know, that was on the drone ship. He's ordering him to move that forward because, of course, he does have the particle beam shredder turrets, which he can use as anti-infantry. Though I don't think he's going to need it with all these devastated warships here. And yeah, that was 2 epic units that just got taken out. And I felt that Drive could have just gone in to Senna's base with his Redeemer. Like, there was nothing much stopping him. If he had moved his MCV there as well, like for a base defense spam. I'm not sure if he has the particle beam upgrade though. I think I did see it earlier. So yeah, that's all he had to do, man. Like, focus down the shredder turrets and then the army. Get a nice race gen off here, and then he'd be as good as golden. Yeah, Senna's still resilient in this game. He's going to hold this back. Devastator warships, they've found an opening, but yeah, the buggies will respond to that. Race gen not really doing too much. Yeah, this Hexapod though, if it goes in the lone, he's just get taken out. Devastator warships will get taken out, unfortunately. I don't think that was necessary, man, because he had the buggies already there. He could have just used it on the Hexapod. If he had done that, then what was he going to do? He could have had these 2 Devastator warships killed. That was a bit preemptive in my opinion. He's got 3 now, so yeah, I think Green Zero is going to regret doing that now. Could have had the perfect opportunity to get all of these units locked down, but he just doesn't have really much here to kill the Hexapod anymore. He's got a Redeemer, no infantry. He's got double Obelisk. Where's he getting the funds though for this? Storm Column will get taken out. Devastator warships though, going to pose a threat. Hexapod isn't doing too much in the back. The Scorpion tanks have made their way in the bottom. Completely out of position. But yeah, what's his name? Dimmy's going to go into Drive's base. He is over here though, killing the back of Senna's base, and what's his name? Senna's going to respond to this. I think he could probably M some of these forces down, lock them down, and then kill them all. Quite a number of beam. Man, if he uses the race gen here, then he won't be able to retreat. And then suddenly the healing. Oh my god! See, look, this is what I mean, man. Why did he stop the beam? Maybe he was out of range. He did just force the phase field anyway, which is good. And he needs to go for Mantis, I think, as well, to deal with these Devastator warships. The Hexapod is almost dead. Get that Hexapod killed, man. It is almost dead. Tripods. There's nothing really to oppose them here. Drive, he needs to go infantry, spam those rockets out, maybe in a like a mass, a few of them here in the corner. He's going to micro his heart out and try and get these destroyed. He's trying to take out the Corruptors, which is a good move. Look how fast that Hexapod heals up, though. I swore he could have had that killed. I think he stopped his beam cannons momentarily. And I'm not sure if that was an Emp. Looks like he did use the Emp. Yeah, that's going to be devastating. Oh my god. These Devastator warships still causing problems. I mean, if Green Zero had used that on these Devastator warships, the outcome of this game, I assume, would be so much different. But yet, Senna still retains a lot of his army intact. Drive doesn't have really much to his name anymore. It's just Green Zero fighting solo. What's he going to do? He does have his Redeemer. He did lose his beam cannons, so valiant effort. But against these units here. I don't know if it's going to be enough. There's tripods out, 4 of them. Probably going to get some repairs by the corruptors. And yeah, Senna coming in again resiliently, trying to deal with Drive, but Drive's been a tough cookie to crack. But I'm afraid this time it may be just a bit too much, especially with the tripods thinning out his forces earlier. And I haven't really witnessed too many of these games. I think the last time I observed a game on this map was with Sparty. I casted a game with him, but yeah, this game is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I liked what Green Zero did there before the Hexapod almost got killed. He used the Rage Gen, and of course when you use the Rage Gen, your units don't count as yours anymore. So if you use a support power on them, like a phase field, it doesn't really work because it's not your unit. And the same goes for a teleportation. If you try and teleport it with a commando, it doesn't work. So if you guys find yourself on, for example, Tip Gardens or Red Zone, and you want to kill Hexapod and you're a nod, just use the Rage Gen before that Hex dies, and then it's going to be dead. There's no way it would be able to retreat or do anything. Redeemer will get taken out here, which is unfortunate. Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's not even get the Hexapod either. And I think that may be GG. I mean, there's just... He really needed this to die, but it didn't happen. It was close, though, I felt. And the wasted M, I think, cost Green Zero a bit here. I think he was a bit panicky, used that M, but he already had 5 or so buggies targeting that. So maybe he wasn't expecting more dev ships to be on the field, so maybe he could have just scouted a bit better. But nevertheless, a lot of action from either side. I like what Drive did early on with the Disciple upgrade. He totally caught Dimitery by surprise. Took out almost all of his base, but then he somehow made the comeback. And Senna's been a really great ally as well. He was doing a lot of harassment around the side, ensuring that Drive doesn't, you know, snowball to a ridiculous level. But nice teamwork from either side. A very close and even game that could have gone either way, and I enjoyed that one. 2v2, not my forte personally. And we can see by the resources graph that Green Zero did have quite a bit more resources. Of course, he was the only one like harvesting in the middle. The other players just couldn't because they were getting continuously harassed. The guest Drive, he did a good effort there. Not sure what he could have done. I mean, Black Hand don't have much options. 2 Black Hand, yeah, it's you kind of want to be a Nod faction or a GDI faction or a Scrin faction as an ally. It's just so you make up for the weaknesses of Black Hand, most notably not having a strong late game. And that was really one of the reasons why they lost that, because the options are limited once the upgrades such as particle beams and devastator warships come out. Infantry just not really going to do anything then. Senna, he did okay given how many resources he harvested. He never made an epic unit. He just continuously weakened their opponents, and he did fine there. I think that Drive could have just took out Senna, ranked his Redeemer out. It was veteran. He did decide to help Green Zero instead, though, in the top. I understand why he did that, because he wanted to get that Rage Gen off to cancel the phase to kill that Hexapod, because then that would be the only thing standing in his way. But yeah, what can you say about that game? It's a difficult one to analyze. It was a long one indeed, 31 minutes. I was so enthralled by that, but I didn't even notice the time of the game. So yeah, 31 minutes length, and it was non-stop throughout. So yeah, guys, and that unit's graph as well just pretty much depicts the game in general. That is an insane amount of action there. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to be bringing you more videos, potentially even of the campaigns or even other RTS games. I will post whatever I feel like posting, and if you have a request, then please do feel free to leave it in the comments below. Anyways, if you like this video, then please do give me a like as well, and yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to stay tuned to my channel, because I'm going to be bringing you more videos. I've been trying in the last few weeks to get my content out. I have been quite busy, and yeah, I will be busy actually this year as well, especially in the first quarter, but I will endeavor to bring more VODs to you guys. And yeah, with all that said, anyways, this is going to be Master Leaf. Peace out.